Hey, everybody, we are live. You're watching BBL TV, and this is the BBL TV Money Channel. And we have a very special conversation today. We have with us Mr. Ronald Garnett of Garnett and Associates, and he's created a website called cashtofund.net. And guess what, guys? It's an opportunity for you to gain unprecedented access to capital. Mr. Garnett, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Well, guys, hold on just 1 second. We're going to play the intro and we'll get ready to have this great conversation with Mr. Ronald Garnett of cashtofund.net. Stay tuned. All right, we're back. Mr. Garnett, man, thank you for joining us here today. How are you?
My pleasure to be here.
Yeah,
Great to be here.
absolutely. You know, I've met you a while back. You're a member of BlackBusinessList.com, and I really appreciate you sharing your expertise with us because, as you know, a lot of African American business owners and entrepreneurs have problems gaining access to capital.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about who you are and what your company provides for the community.
Well, we are a business finance consulting firm. That's a little bit of delay, so I'll talk slow.
Okay.
And what we do is we specialize in finding
You're good. You're good.
and money for businesses, individuals who can't get bank loans.
Okay.
And we deal in the alternative finance market,
Alternative
which
finance.
yes, well, alternative finance basically means money that is not FDIC insured.
Okay. So what's the big difference? Is that cause for concern that it's not insured, or explain that process a little bit more? What's the
Well,
significance of that?
what's significant to the consumer is that traditional money has more regulations behind it, and therefore you have a lower interest rate, but you have a much greater time in getting funded. It's harder to get because the money is insured by the federal government. Therefore, there are regulations go- governing the loaning of that money.
Okay. Okay. So the money that you have available is a little bit easier for entrepreneurs to get access to.
A lot easier,
A lot easier.
a lot
Okay.
easier. Now,
Well,
because
go ahead.
with a traditional uh, bank, you need a credit score of about 700, collateral, a clean credit history, and so you also normally need like 2 years of profits or deposits of about $200,000
Mm,
for you to qualify for a small business loan.
wow. Yeah. So that could be. There's a barrier of entry. It looks like for
There is.
for a lot of entrepreneurs who are just starting out, especially when we know the statistics of African Americans. That there are many of us who are challenged in terms of being being able to be qualified to get these loans. So the money that's available. So where are these private sources? What are the sources for this money that's available through CashToFund.net?
Oh, basic is money from various sources,
Okay.
and the largest source are banks who will use their profit to loan money at a higher interest rate and greater risk than they can with insured money. There's also insurance company, institutional investors, and like and wealthy individuals.
Hmm.
At cashfund.net, uh, we have over 220 lenders to get the best rate for
Okay.
our customers.
Mm. Yeah, that's an important uh, point that you made, because a lot of times when people either in their personal life or their professional life, business life, are able to get loans, they're at these higher interest rates because the loans are almost predatory in some sense for and that's a systemic problem sometimes. So it's good to know that you have such a variety of different lenders and you're able to kind of drill down on the best rate for that particular person. Now, do you personally work with people in terms of how to be more credit worthy to get access to this money?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
What I like to do before I submit a loan, I like to talk to the customer and have them run their credit. Now
Okay.
you can run your credit for about $1 for a trial period. Therefore, you get a look at where you are, and you can go ahead and take care of things that may disqualify you or make you to get delayed and getting the money. So
Hmm.
yes, I do.
Oh,
Now, one thing I want to point out is that a lot of African Americans only know to go to a bank, and
hmm.
what I have found is that an African American business person will go to three, four, five banks to apply for business loans, and they run your credit every time.
Mm.
And every time you run your credit with a hard pull, it causes it to go down.
Right.
So I've had cases where clients that come to me, they've been to four or five banks and lost 100 points on their credit.
Wow. So what you're saying is just even trying to access the funds can make your situation worse.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Well, that sounds
Now,
like a trap.
right. Now, if you go to one bank
Yes.
and they turn you down,
Mhm.
you probably going to get turned down
Hmm.
by all the banks.
Wow.
But one thing I want to point out is that most of us are looking for money in the wrong place.
Hmm.
Like the song "Looking for Love" in all the wrong places.
Hmm.
We look for money in all the wrong places. What you
Okay.
have to understand is that a small business loan, according to the SBA, is a loan to a business that has about 1 to 200 employees and about $2 million in income.
Mm.
Now, what people are looking for in most instances is a micro loan and not a small business loan.
Yes.
A micro loan is a business that's loan from say 3,000 to $500,000 or $400,000. Now that's a micro. So if you go into a bank and asking for a business, but what you really need is a micro loan.
As a micro loan. Hmm.
Yeah, you're walking into a bank and offering something and asking for something that
Hmm.
they don't offer.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. So yeah, well, I can see where it definitely makes a lot of sense to come to you first because at least you're not going to be damaging your credit. You're going to, at least know where you stand in terms of being able to get those smaller loans for probably what most entrepreneurs are qualifying for anyway.
Correct.
Um, yeah, because I think the statistics show us that the majority of the business owners are self-employed. When you look at minority businesses, it's really
Yes.
just either a solopreneur or somebody that has very few employees. So
Yeah, that's
for the
correct.
vast majority of them, so
Yeah.
this is
And,
definitely a
and for
better route.
most businesses, if you could get two or 300,000, that's no, that's good loan for
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to you.
you. Please do.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
now,
Um,
what I want to emphasize
okay.
is that when we do the credit inquiry, we do soft code, which means that your credit is not impacted by us looking at your credit.
Right.
We look at it to fix it,
Hmm.
to
Oh,
get you the
okay. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So you're actually working with the folks
yes.
to get them where they need to be. Well, that's awesome. Well, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show for the people watching. Oh, we got a comment. Let me see what this comment is real quick here. Uh, oh, okay. Somebody just tagged somebody. They're like, "Hey, Nora Green, you need to pay attention to this. You need to get some money." All right, so that's right. Share, guys, and if you know anybody that needs access to capital, we've got Mr. Ronald Garnett right here. He can answer any questions that you may have. If you've kind of have run into problems in the past, this is the man that can give you some good information that may be able to unlock some of those funds for you. So what we have is we have a commercial. You're an advertiser on BBL TV, and so your commercial has been running on the network, and I want to play it now just so that people can kind of attach a face with the company and know that here's a person that you can reach out to when you see that URL cashtofund.net. Feel free to go there, or if you see a phone number, feel free to call because it's going to give you directly to somebody who can help you, Mr. Ronald Garnett. So let me go ahead and play that commercial for you guys. We'll be right back.
Cash to Fund can help you get the cash you need. We provide up to $400,000 in unsecured funding for business or personal use. We have relationships with over 250 lenders nationwide. Through the use of our proprietary software, we are able to secure over 80% more funding for our clients. We help clients obtain funding for real estate investment, business startups, down payment assistance, working capital, medical, legal, education, funeral expenses, and more. We also provide 100% financing on fix and flips if you can qualify. We do not offer credit cards or lines of credit, which can later be revoked. Our loans are funded solely in cash to our borrowers in 5 to 7 days. There are no prepayment penalties and no collateral requirement. Leverage our expertise to obtain fast approvals. No upfront costs and affordable payments with cash going straight to your checking. So what are you waiting for? Let Cash to Fund make that next deposit to help with your funding needs. Visit us online at cashtofund.net or call 706-513-4703 to start your funding today.
All right, we're back.
Okay.
I want to ask you something about something that was advertised on your commercial about no collateral requirement. Can you explain that?
Sure, it's a signature loan.
Okay.
Now, these are loans that are based solely on your credit and employment,
Okay.
and it doesn't tie up any of your property.
Hmm. All right, that's good to know. And then it said something about fix and flips. I think is that talking about real estate?
Yes, it's real estate.
Okay.
This is a situation that's very prominent in Atlanta, in Augusta, where I'm from, is where you would buy a house, repair it, and sell it in a short time.
Hmm.
Now, on fix and flips, you must know what you're doing. Now, when you buy a house, you must know the neighborhood and that the house will sell in a
Hmm.
short period of time. So you have to have some experience in it. And if you have done three or four or five fix and flip, we are able to finance the whole thing
Mm.
100%.
Wow. Wow.
But you
Nice.
must show some experience.
Okay. Okay.
Now, if you're a first time person, you probably have to come up with 10 to 20% of the money itself.
Hmm.
And you have to show that the house will sell after repair.
Okay. All right. For all my real estate folks, here's another source for you to get some funds for those projects. Um, and again, I think that we have in our directory, we have some business owners that are just starting out, right? So you said that you use your job pretty much in your personal credit history. Um,
Yes,
okay. So a lot of those folks who are transitioning from working a 9 to 5 and they're starting their business, this is a good way for them to get that seed capital, it sounds like, right?
correct. It's an excellent way. And, and we're one of the few sources where you can get the money at a reasonable interest rate. And it's important that you get enough money to sustain yourself
Woo.
for 6 months
Yes.
to a year. Uh, when I when I first started my company, I was working with students who were writing business plan
Hmm.
at a nonprofit for a nonprofit, and we always emphasize don't get enough money to get yourself in trouble. You got to get enough to get yourself sustainable.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. So I'm really excited about that because that there are a lot of businesses that fail because they didn't get enough capital up front. I've been there. I've been in the game for a while, so I've made that mistake several many times myself. You start a
Everybody
business,
has.
yeah, and so that's why I was excited about you being a part of our group, being available to help folks, so that um, as they get started, they will actually be able to have enough funds to sustain them, to really develop a good, strong business plan that will take them through their first year, and hopefully they can sustain themselves with a proper plan. But you got to have that money. You got to have the funding, or even the proper plan won't work. And a lot of times there are things that come up that you don't expect. So you just really have to have that access to capital to make it when you first start out a business. So, folks, again, this is Mr. Ronald Garnett. He is here for you. He's a member of BlackBusinessList.com. He's an advertiser on BBL TV. It's CashToFund.net. He's here. Any closing words that you may have for the folks?
Well, what I want to say is that for most African Americans, we have the knowledge, we have the expertise, we have the drive. What most of us don't have is the money. That is no longer true. I can get you the money if you're willing to try and do what's necessary. I will get you the money you need to sustain yourself. So if you say, I always wanted to have my own business, don't say money is not an excuse anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is you, not the money.
Wow.
That is out the window. Money can be had.
Okay.
And I work with a group of people at CashFund.net, which is a link rather than a website. You can go to that link and apply for the money. And in 10 minutes, you'll know what you're qualified for.
That's strong.
How much you can get. And I will say, it's a nationwide Black-owned bank.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People just don't know about it.
Wow. Nice.
But you get the money.
You get the money. So, and well, the last thing I want to ask though is for those who are concerned about maybe their credit score, and they're, again, it won't affect their credit score to try, but if they're a little been beat down by the system a little bit and they're a little skeptical, are you able to maybe use can two people come together and use a combined
if they're married?
If they're married, okay.
If they're married. Now, I will tell you something that I don't want to prolong it. That's for another show. Okay. But we have come out with a new program about 2 months ago for people with credit issues.
Okay.
And if you're employed and have maybe two credit lines, we can probably fund you with a credit score as low as 550. And that's unheard of.
Say that one more time for the people in the back.
If you are employed, making say like 30,000 a year, have two credit lines, that might 2 bills on time, regularly, we can fund you with a credit score as low as 550, which is unheard of. All 2 months ago, the cutoff score was 620. But a new program came out about 2 months ago with the company I'm working with, the funding company I'm working with, where they will fund you for as low as 550.
Wow.
So there is no more excuse.
There's no more excuse
for not getting the money.
Wow.
Now I will tell you, you won't get no $400,000 with a credit score of 550.
Right.
But you can get up to $50,000.
Awesome. And for for a lot of people, that's all they really need. They just need that little bit to either get their equipment or their materials together for that can really help a lot of people. So that's very good to hear.
And I will say that if you get one of these loans and work on your credit score, you can come back in 6 months to try and apply for another loan, a larger amount.
Wow. Wow.
Like I said, there's an avenue for it. You got to take the step.
All right. All right. And that step could be going to www.cashthefund.net and filling out that application. I need to hurry up and get off so I can fill out mine, y'all.
Okay. Takes about 5 minutes
5 minutes
to find out what you qualify.
All right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Garnett. You're going to be a regular contributor to this channel, with the Money Show and BBL TV Money. So thank you for agreeing to do that and to be a resource for our community. So we know if there's any BBL members who have cash flow issues, or if you have a new business or a project that you need to start and you've been having some problems or you're concerned about it, first you want to start out your search here. And it sounds like even if you do have pretty good credit and things like that, if you're concerned about all these hits that might take your credit score down, they've got some good interest rates and things right here for Mr. Garnett with Garnett and Associates, cashthefund.net. So start off with him and just call him and have the conversation. I think it's a good strategy even before you talk to the banks. Okay. So Mr. Garnett, thank you so much for being here.
Great to be here.
All right.
Hope we can do it again.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to schedule the next one. All right, guys. Okay. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. You're watching BBL TV, BBL TV Money. Thanks, Mr. Garnett.
Thank you. Bye.